legend is, if we say his name 5 times while looking in the mirror, we could summon him.
Summon the Candyman.
Candyman. You better not do that last one.
Candyman.
Candyman.
You want to be a part of the story, right?
No.
Say his name. Candyman.
And if you have ever said Candyman 5 times in front of the mirror.
No, never. I never will.
Absolutely not. And I never will.
I would not. No, I won't. No one's got time for that.
Yeah, nobody got time for that.
I want to get through this filming and all the other things.
Hey, right, go on, have a little fruitful life, be
Right.
blessed.
The story of Candyman. Local character, he walk around handing out candy to the neighborhood kids. One day, a couple of kids get razor blades in their candy. Police come around. That's when I saw the true face of it. They beat him, tortured him, killed him, right there on the spot. A couple weeks later, more razor blades and more candy. He been innocent.
So he's real.
Candyman ain't a he.
Why was now the right time for a new Candyman? What do you feel makes the idea relevant in 2021?
Unfortunately, the story behind Candyman is one that's repeated and repeated, and generations is still happening. I mean, we're 30 years later from the original, and unfortunately, it's still quite relevant. The way that we've reimagined it and are telling the story, the issues of police brutality against Black bodies, Black trauma, healing, violence, trauma, whatever it is, brutality, and yeah, hopefully move closer towards that healing that we all seek.
Mm-hmm. The original Candyman, there was a real fear, a real specific fear, and even imagining what if Candyman were real? You know, after leaving this movie, that question has a completely different meaning and completely different implications.
Do you consider Candyman a monster? What, according to you, does he represent?
I think Candyman is definitely a monster for sure. And I think, but I think in ways he can also be an anti-hero. I think he's multifaceted. He's definitely a monster. It's a horror movie. He's definitely a villain of a sort, but we wanted to deconstruct who decided he was a monster, who gave him that name, and how did he get there in the first place?
Weird and creepy things happen
Yeah.
while you're shooting it. Anything here?
For sure, yeah. When I was in LA with my line producer in like the pre-production house, we heard this like sound and we looked outside and all the windows were open and we just saw this like huge swarm of bees. It kind of felt like it appeared out of nowhere, huge. And I'd never seen a swarm of bees that big before. And we're like rushing around, closing all the windows and like freaking out. And then we kind of just looked at each other and we were like, that is fucking creepy. And then after that, we just kept finding like dead bees all around the house. It was very strange. So that was definitely, yeah.
I think because we were shooting in the Cabrini Green projects where this took place.
Just moved in around the corner.
The old candy factory.
I'm an artist.
You looking for Candyman. He's the monster that's part of this neighborhood.
I'm just one of those actors that is very feeling. And I know it was there and it was alive in every frame, and especially around Cabrini Green, because you know these towers were about to be torn down, so they're not forgotten, so that we do learn and we do get better. So I know that they were there. I don't have any tremendously wild stories like there was actually that spirit happening there, but I can tell you for sure our production design was so great. I was amazed. You walk in there and I was terrified. It felt like terror. You know, I was terrified. But it was a space that my character, you know, lived in and lived in around and permeated. And so I had to take that in as well.
Say his name. I dare you.
Candyman.
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 Don't say that.
Candyman.